Hello and welcome to my channel, Jada Creative Wonder. My name is Jada. For this video, this is my first ever tutorial. It's a very simple one. I'm just showing you two different techniques to draw and paint a mermaid tail. So there's a lot of different ways to make a mermaid tail, but these are just two. So for this first one, I kind of drew a tail that's almost like the shape of a whale's tail, very like big and curved at the end, but like there are, so I have like the main scales with like the kind of like these webbed fins at the back, and then I also did another tail that's more traditional with a fish shaped tail with these pointed ends and the webbing, and yeah. So for the second one, I think it would be more appropriate with a darker kind of mermaid, like sort of like a sea witch, or like a siren that's gonna send sailors to their death. I don't really know why. I guess it's the sharp points give a more sinister look. Alright, so while the main color is drying on the first tail, I'm showing you an example of what the scales will look like on the side. So I'm doing two different ones to show you different kinds of styles. So the first is more of a curved scale, and the other is like a pointed. So you can think of them as doing like upside down U's or upside down V's. It depends on like the position the tail is. So like so if you're drawing like the mermaid sitting up, so and the tail is like down, your U's would be like straight U's. But if the tail's behind and going up, then the U's would be upside down. Does that make sense? You want the scales to go towards the end of the tail. Okay? So you want the hump to be at the bottom. Okay? Because like the scales are going to start where her hips are, and so they'll grow downwards towards the rest of her tail. And you'll do the same thing with the V scales. So what I do is I usually paint the tail a main mid-tone color. So I started with like a mid-tone green, and then I painted the scales slightly darker for the outline, and then I'll go in and do a highlight of the scales. So that could be a very, very light green, or it could be white. In this case, I did white. And if it's still not popping like the way I want it to, then I'll go back and do an even darker outline for the scale. So it could be 3 to 4 different shades of color. You can do more if you really, really want to go really detailed, but I'm not quite that detailed, and I'm too impatient to do that many tones. But yeah. Alright, so now I'm starting on the other tail. I was going to do the pointed scales on this one, but I forgot. I just like got into the habit of the round scales because that's just what I always do. And when I realized that I did that, I was like too late. I'm sorry. I wanted to show you what the point scales would look like, but honestly, it doesn't matter which one you do. Whichever one you think looks the best, you can try them out and see how it works. I've also seen some artists do scales that kind of look like the skin on sea turtles. Like if you ever look at pictures of sea turtles, they kind of have like these bumps all over their skin, and so you can do it almost looks like you're painting tiny rocks onto their skin. So I've seen some people do a mermaid tail like that, where it looks like a sea turtle's skin, and there's like they're not touching, so the circles are in different shapes and they're not touching. There's like a clear outline of another color behind them. I don't know if I'm explaining those scales right, but just like go look at a picture of a sea turtle and you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay. Alright, so that's really all I have for this video. It's not the best tutorial, but oh well. I'll try to do more like this if you guys want. They'll probably all be very simple things like this. Please like and subscribe. Bye.